Hi guys, Coach Alli. Happy Movement Monday. This is my little video clip that I'm sharing with you. We're going over runner's knee tonight and 3 ways to prevent runner's knee from happening, since I've been all about injury prevention these days, because having been an injured athlete, coming back and rehabbing myself back to healthy through various routines, strength training, mobility, going back to basics, running mechanics, fixing my running form, my running gait, cross training, foam rolling, you name it. All these things are really, really useful, and I want to pay it forward and share everything I've learned to date with you. So, yes, without further ado, let's get underway. So, runner's knee, what is it? Can any of you guess? You might be saying it out loud, but patellofemoral pain basically is due to overuse in your knee. So if you're overcompensating mainly in your quads and not really activating those glutes and those hamstrings. So your patella, your kneecap, your femur, your thigh bone, where those meet, you're kind of gonna feel pain when you especially run. It happens, but the good news is that it's very easy to remediate any pain or issues early on. So listen to your body, because you know it best and no one else knows it better than you. One thing I would definitely recommend is, I've emphasized this in my recent post, getting your mechanics checked. It doesn't have to be me. It could be a place like Prehab. They're amazing. Getting on an actual treadmill, because they have the actual equipment to, see when you're actually in the propulsion phase, the initial phase, and all the different phases to see where you're bearing weight and where you're asymmetrical, because we want to be as even as possible. So, how can we prevent runner's knee? Well, there's many ways, but at first I would say, number one, if you are experiencing any pain, stop. Just stop. Do not run. You don't want to be jumping and doing jump squats on your knee, because just ask yourself, and I'm totally guilty of this, by the way, how is that going to get better? It's not. No. So give yourself a few rest days. Then we definitely want to, make sure that we're not staying sedentary, but keeping all the muscle fascia around your kneecap all the way up to your hip, and the surrounding areas, even your hamstrings and your glutes mobile. So foam rolling those quads, those hip flexors, those calves, the hamstrings, quads, hip flexors, calves. And really applying active release pressure around the muscle fascia around your kneecap, your patella, which is what I just mentioned before, can also eliminate basically any pulling if you happen to also have IT band syndrome too, which, when you see people foam rolling here, and they're just foam rolling that huge piece of muscle fascia, aka your IT band, that it basically wraps around your patella, your kneecap, it goes all the way up to your pelvic floor. You're not doing anything. So it's really, really important to get the muscle fascia loosened up in your hip complex and around your knee. So, just a fun fact for both of these things, runner's knee and IT band syndrome. So once you mobilize, once we foam roll, we break up a little muscle fascia. I would say foam roll. So quads here, hamstrings, that's that muscle, hip flexors. And then when I say active release, put pressure on the surrounding areas, even in your adductors, inner thigh, when you're laying down like this. I'm just being lazy, sorry. Like this, and then releasing it. And applying your whole body weight. So I have both palms on the floor. It's very helpful. And then, of course, foam rolling. I do one leg at a time to get deeper into my muscle fascia and just to get things mobile and limbered up. So I have a full range of motion before my runs. And I do this before and after my runs, 20 to 40 minutes a day if I can. And if I can't, I break that up into 2 sessions. I suggest you do the same. And not if you have runner's knee only, just to stay injury free, for sure. So after mobility, You're going to do that 20 to 40 minutes. Write it down in your habit tracker. And if you have questions about that, shoot me an email, runwithallie@runwithallie.org, or the link is in my bio. Cool, let's chat. So mobility before stability always. We're mobile, we're all done with our 40-minute sesh. Now we're going to do 3 strength training exercises that are going to be for you if you have runner's knee, or if you are kind of experiencing pain in your patella or in your kneecap area, because, you know, why not feel it out? And if you don't want to see a doctor or you don't have health insurance, because it's, you know, a lot of freelancers right now, it's like you have to go to the marketplace and spend $500 a month, you might want to just hear this out. So lunges, body weight, alternating forward lunges. Let's do 20 reps, 3 rounds. Doesn't really matter the amount of time between sets. I would say roughly 30 to 45 seconds. But alternating forward lunges. So basically this is the perfect form for a forward lunge. I had to work on this, and I'm also demonstrating this for all of you guys. I'm not by any means perfect. And then going forward with the other leg, bringing that back knee down 2 inches from the ground. Now my 3 form cues that I always mention to my runners and anyone else that asks me is, bring your shoulder blades down and back. They're high-fiving, like a bodybuilder. Like they go around like this, like a meathead. That's what you want. Squeeze those abs, keep them nice and engaged. Tuck that tailbone under, or make a C with your pelvis so you're not like walking around like this, and you're not like C vertical like this. Okay, so you're gonna do 20 of the alternating forward lunges. For squats, that's our second exercise. Body weight squat, your knees are aligned with your feet, your back is nice and flat to get your depth. That's why you need to foam roll your inner thighs so you can get more depth and go down without like pulling something. So squat. Now I don't want to see any of this. It looks similar, but you're not just going down. Pretend like your butt is hitting the wall, your glutes. So you actually can reap the full benefits of a body weight squat, okay? You're working your hamstrings here, yes, your quads and your glutes, because when you come to the top of that squat, you're squeezing both of them. I'll demo one more. And exhaling from your diaphragm as best you can, controlling that breath. Third and final exercise that you're going to do, I would do this to not kill you, 3 times on each arm for a minute. So a total of 6 minutes. Now, if you don't have a kettlebell, don't freak out. You could load up a bag, a heavy bag, to be equal to a 16 kilogram kettlebell, or roughly 34 pounds. I have a kettlebell, so I'm going to show you. It's 16 kilograms. So with one arm, I'm keeping those shoulder blades high-fiving, and I'm going to just walk around. These are farmer carries, but I like to call them Louis Vuitton carries, because not everyone works on a farm, but some people do. You could even call them grocery store carries. Think about it. So you're walking around for a minute on one side, putting it down for 30 to 45 seconds, repeating that 3 times total on the right arm, 3 times total on the left. So those are your 3 strength training exercises to do for your runner's knee or runner's knee prevention after you foam roll, okay? Take notes, save this video so you remember that, and let me know how it goes by shooting me a direct message and commenting under this live IGTV, because it's going to go up on there. I would also definitely recommend to hydrate. So it took me a very long time to find a way to get myself to drink enough water. I actually use my NutriBullet cup because I drink it and it like works. It actually has like, you know, lines on it, so like in terms of ounces, so I can measure it. But there are water bottles out there on Amazon that have like time like little lines on the water bottle. You could also set alarms. I used to set an alarm for 3 times a day, but I found personally myself, I started snoozing them. So, you know, I love writing things down, and I have a notepad right to the right of my computer when I'm doing computer work, because no, I'm not running around Brooklyn all day. And I make note because I check things off in, like in the order I want to do them on my A list. My A and B list exist. And then I'll throw in the times that I need to drink more water in there. Last but not least, and I'm giving you 2 extra things that you could learn from runner's knee. If you have it, try these out and let me know how it goes again. Elevating that knee and icing it, okay? But doing it for increments of time, maybe 5 minutes, getting up, walking around. And you could do that on and off for 30 minutes to an hour before bedtime, or right after you get up in the morning. I would do it 3 times a day. So lunch, in between those 2. So morning, afternoon, evening. It's as easy as that, and it's just an amazing thing to be able to fix a running potential injury that could lead to a potential stress fracture in your femur, which you don't want, because I almost experienced that. I could empathize with you if some of you are kind of struggling with some sort of feeling that's not feeling so hot right now. But the good news is that if you, as much as this stinks, if you listen to your body and just give yourself time and consistency and patience, and I don't even want to say trust the process, but you don't forget your why. And what I mean by that is why you run, why you move, why you're doing all these things. Well, I don't know. I have to list a few because I wouldn't be able to think straight if I didn't run. I run for mental health. I'm trying to break a sub 3-hour marathon, and I run because I love it. It makes me feel empowered and confident. I'm just sharing these things with you to, give you examples maybe of maybe restructuring your why or giving you your why, because when you remember those things and even write down mantras, which are up on my wall right now, and you focus on the present and the now, because we can't get that time back and it's all we can control, you'll begin to see things change, and slowly but surely they will, and before you know it, you'll be back to running healthy again. So I hope this was extremely helpful. I actually had an amazing session, a 30-minute free consultation call going over IT band syndrome with 2 individuals today, and it was a lot of fun, and it's free. I want to get you guys on the phone. The reason being is because I want to pay forward what I never had in my previous years in coaching, and just from everything I've gone through in an injury and becoming, the run coach and runner I am today. So the link in my bio, find it, book a spot to contact me. We could talk about coaching, we could talk about a specific topic, we could even talk about literally if you're interested in run coaching, but set up the call first because I want to speak to you. And again, the link is in my bio, and that was your Movement Monday tutorial. So I will see you next week with another, it's going to be a running injury prevention little tutorial for Movement Monday. That's the topic of this September, my birthday month, because I'm turning 21. So obviously everyone just be happy for me, plus 10 years. Hope that made you guys laugh, or some of you. But yeah, so anyways, I hope you guys all have a really wonderful night. Thank you so much for joining as always. I will see you tomorrow with a new special guest on my Run with Alli Live podcast. We're going to be live on this account at 9 p.m. and it's also going to go up across all mediums: Apple Podcasts, Google, Spotify, Podchaser, iHeartRadio. What am I missing? Yeah, all those places. Oh, Stitcher as well. So if you have not subscribed to the podcast, that is also in the link in my bio, and I will see you guys tomorrow. And again, for any questions or any coaching questions or your free consultation call, you could literally go into my link in my bio. I found this amazing new link.bio, lnk.bio. It's similar to Linktree. You could house different schedules for different kinds of workshops or classes or calls, and it syncs to your Google Calendar, so it's amazing. It's very automatic, it's less manual, work for me, for you, because you can see when my availabilities are. So on that note, I'm going to let you go and book your spot, and I will see you tomorrow. Hope you guys all had a really happy Labor Day, and yes, let's crush it this week. Love you guys. Thanks again for joining.